share a little bit about your experience, because I always looked up to Ihor as somebody who was a very successful business person, and maybe you can share from a very successful business person's perspective why you took a look at this.
Great. Be more than happy to. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
God, I just get goosebumps every time I go to these events because you always learn something. You always learn something. And that's what I love about this. Even though we evolved quite a bit, there's I don't know how many, a modest fellow, look at Ihor. He's made well over $10 million with this. You realize that? You saw a lady in the back there, came up, gave a testimony, Dean. She didn't even consider herself a business person. She was afraid of business in a lot of ways. Wouldn't even talk at first, but because of what happened, she started growing as a person. And as we grow, our businesses grow. But the way I got started was very simple. I got some information through the mail. I thought it was junk mail, never even looked at it. However, the fellow that sent it to me had the good decency to follow up with a telephone conversation. And he started babbling. You know, when people get excited, they babble. And he started talking about this multi-billion-dollar corporation from Japan. I heard Japanese and I heard a billion. Back in my school days, I took production management and we studied Japanese companies at a time when they were not highly evolved. But since then, they've come a long way. So just out of curiosity, I started to peruse the literature. And I liked what I read. The fact that they were already #1 in Japan, a multi-billion-dollar corporation coming to North America, virtually not only debt-free, because you can be debt-free, but they were coming in with hundreds of millions of dollars in cash reserves. A 5A1 Dun & Bradstreet rating, getting involved in the fastest growing economic sector. Healthcare is actually not healthcare, sick care, but they were getting involved in the fastest growing subsector, prevention. All these good things, and then I found out it was, quote, a MLM, network marketing, and guess what? I turned off altogether. I had preconceived notions. I didn't know anything about it. I heard about some other companies and just couldn't relate to it. And I don't know how many people feel that way at times. There's quite a few. That's where I was coming from. I like to read, and I kept on reading, and one of the statements in there stated that this company became the largest foreign tax-paying company in Brazil after 3.5 years. I said, nonsense. There's no way in the world. You know, some people think it's Banana Republic, or did way back when, but since, you know, they're the largest economy in Latin America. I figured it's impossible. But sure enough, I went through the motions, found out, you know, that indeed was the case. I went to my bank manager, went to a few other people, and verified it for myself, and then something wonderful happened. Got involved in a car accident. Got hit from behind at 60 miles an hour while stationary, so you know what happens. Little siren, trip to the hospital, physio, chiropractor, on and on. Yet these products from Nikon did more for me than anything else. But even then, I did not want to acknowledge it. See, I thought it was myself wanting to get better, but what hit home for me was the fact that, God forbid, had that accident been any worse, what could I do? I had a few businesses. I had 7 real estate offices at the time, an import-export company. However, I realized that it was dependent on me. If I stopped working, I'd be in a pretty vulnerable situation. My wife Ophelia's here. We have 2 daughters. One of them wanted to go to school at Notre Dame. We lived in Canada. She wasn't going there on football scholarships. I take education quite seriously. You, the other one, was going to follow in a few short years. So I looked at it from a different perspective. You know, because most people, what do most people do? What do most people do when it comes to work? They trade their life, their time for what? Money. For money. And if they stop working, what happens? Why?
There's no residual.
That's right, they're trading their lifetime for dollars. They stop working because 100% of their income is based on that. And I realized that was one of the worst strategies to accumulate wealth, yet that's what most people do. 96% of the population worldwide trades time for money. 3% will invest money to make money, and then there's the 1% that leverage themselves through the efforts of others. That's the CEOs of major corporations and people that do what we do. So from that perspective, I started looking at it in a different way. It's like, to me, being in real estate was real estate all over again, with more leverage and more cash flow. Instead of, you know, normally when you buy a piece of property, what do?
Flip.
You leverage yourself through a mortgage, through other people's money. Here you can leverage yourself through other people's time. So I looked at it from that perspective. My first check when I came into it was $14. That wasn't for a day or for a week. That was for the first month. Not very impressive, no? I don't think I can even invite anyone out for lunch today on that. Never mind lunch, breakfast. But 3.5 years later, it went up to $28,000 on a part-time basis. Why? It wasn't because of me. It's because of the products. That's where it all starts with. When you see a company that has technology of this magnitude, stop and think about it. You heard the stories today. You heard the good doctor, Dr. Jeff. I just love how he simplified things. See, what business are we in here? Seriously, what business are we in?
People.
Pardon?
People.
In the people business, yeah. See, the way I looked at it, we're in the business of relieving stress. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's physical stress or financial stress. Stress does not discriminate. You all agree?
Mm-hmm.
You heard that word time and time again, what it does to the body? See, it's my honest belief, and Ihor just had a wonderful little clip up here. I truly believe that here in North America, as a lot of other places around the world, there are more people suffering from financial stress, possibly present company excluded, I don't know, but there are more people suffering from financial stress, and oftentimes it precipitates the physical stress. We could address both. And that's the beauty of it. It's that simple. See, what I look for is I look for people that respect their health, because if you respect your health, you can respect the health of others, right? Yes or no? If you don't respect your health, how can you respect the health of others? Now, health doesn't matter whether it's physical or financial. And I honestly believe the best product we have at Niken, the best product by far, is the business opportunity. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I call that a product because it relieves a lot of stress for a lot of people. I'm just trying to get a few concepts lodged in. So once you understand a concept and what it's all about, and I don't expect everybody to abandon what they're doing, quite the contrary. I always tell people, keep doing what you're doing. We have a school teacher here. God knows we need good educators. Keep teaching. But what if you got involved and just worked with us on a part-time basis until such time as your income on a part-time basis matched your full-time income? What would happen? Effectively, you doubled your income. But more important, thereafter, you have options and choices, and that's what it's all about. See, it's not the money. And you know what hurts me a lot after being in this business for over 20 years? We attract a lot of good quality people, just beautiful souls. They're such beautiful souls that you know what happens? They give of themselves, and they give of themselves to a point that they can't help themselves, let alone anyone else. Stop and think about that. Especially alternative healthcare people, of whom we have quite a few, some of the nicest people in the world. They just keep giving of themselves and giving to a point that they can't help themselves. See, what I say is very simple. We want to create a financial overflow first and foremost. For one simple reason. I cannot give, you cannot give what we do not have, be it time, money, or love. And it's a philosophy, it's a way of life. That's all it is. It's a very simple concept, very easy to understand. I can't give, you can't give what you do not have, what we don't have. And it's just a way of putting it together. It's such a beautiful philosophy. See, our company motto is what? Humans being more. Not having more, or doing more, simply being all you can be. Stop and think about that. And what disturbs people the most, or causes a lot of stress? Not being all you can be. Remember the old saying, how tall does a tree grow? As tall as it can. See, that's what disturbs people quite a bit. And here's an opportunity to fulfill a lot of those things. And the hardest thing, you know what the hardest thing about our business is? Anyone want to take a guess? Help me out here. What's the hardest thing to realize about our business?
Treat it like a business.
What's this?
Treat it like a business.
Treat it like a business, right? Yeah, but the hardest thing to realize about it is the simplicity of it.
Oh.
See, because once you understand these products, and you truly want to help someone, you're caring, compassionate, and want to help someone, what do? You just share it with others. It's the vibration you send out. See, you want to help someone physically or financially, people pick up on that. That's all we do. We just help people. It's not a question of convincing anyone. Forget about it. See, the way I look at it, Nikin is a gift we offer to people, and we give them the right to say yes or no. It's that simple. Take them through a process of evaluation. Just pique their curiosity. If they're not interested, bless them anyway. But at least expose them to something. That's our sole function, is to bring this to the attention of people. What they do with it thereafter, it's up to them. It's not a question of forcing it or imposing ourselves on anyone. We just want to bring this to their attention. So if they truly are, indeed, want to change their circumstances, whether it's physical, whether it's financial, they have an opportunity to do so. And thereafter, people will grow as they see fit. Some will grow quicker, some will go slower. See, people find themselves where they want to be. It's that simple. Now, something brought you out today. What brought you out today? What brought you out? Someone twist your arm? Or a free lunch? I don't know. But at the very least, take a look at this for what it is. It can truly be life-changing. Carol. There you go. Just what a noble cause. And what does that do for the spirit? What does that do for the person? And this is of genuine concern to you, and you have an ability to offer to someone or help someone. How does that make you feel? What does that release? There you go. See, it's such a simple procedure, but we complicate things. We complicate things. We complicate life. And our mission is very simple. Very, very simple. But we can't do that unless we truly, it has to come from here. It doesn't have to, you don't have to intellectualize it, articulate it. It just comes from here. If you truly want to help someone, people pick up on it. Because some people are afraid, well, that's not me. Now, I'm not a salesperson. I say thank God for that. See, because if they see you coming, what happens? Here, David, come on. Help me out here. Stand up. Come on, stand up, David. Come on.
All right,
Or
David.
is it Donald? No, David. Yeah, David, here.
You see a salesman come, you run.
Here, give me your hand. So what happens? When we try and sell something, here, just stay where you are, relax. See, all you have to do is just gently guide them. It's that simple. But our tendency is to try and push something on someone. That's wrong. Like I said, Nikin is a gift. If you truly believe that. And that's where it starts. It starts with ourselves. What are we after? What are we looking for? Sometimes it might start with the finance, because if you're hungry, this can't work. So satisfy that need. See, relative to need is something for everyone in Nikin. We attract a lot of people who have been very blessed. They've been so blessed that they want to get back to society. And that's their way of doing it. See, when you look at balance, whether it's healthy body, healthy mind, family, society, there's something for everyone in Nikin. And we can all benefit from it. The thing is just be true to yourself. Be yourself. We can't be anyone else other than ourselves. Honor your own reason. Honor your own why. Something brought you here. Look into it a little bit more.